Hey guys, Razorblade Mango here, and I figured I'd talk about Destiny 2, which is a series that I just can't seem to escape from on this channel. Fuck. Alright, let's talk about it. So, my history with Destiny is very well recorded on this channel. Basically, the rundown is I loved the first couple hours of it, the vanilla version. Everything after that I thought was really boring, lazy, badly designed, and just frustrating to play. And it got a little bit better with some of the expansions. Taken King particularly. Taken King was a good expansion. But it never, even after 3 years, reached that mark that I wish that it had. Because despite every video I have ever made for Destiny, somewhere in my heart of hearts, I still feel like there is potential for this series. I love its world. I love its lore. I love the music. I love everything that it tried to be. However, through whether it was them scrapping ideas and someone coming in fucking around with it, you could tell that something was off about the game when it released. And unfortunately, that hurt it in the end, in the eyes of fans, in the eyes of critics. It went on to be like a big financial success, which that is no denying. There's no denying that. But I have always had, I guess I can admit it, I've had a soft spot for Destiny. I disliked the vanilla version a lot. And then it slightly got better with Taken King. And then I stopped caring again by the time Rise of Iron came out. And I got a free code for that. And I only played it for a little bit. It took me I didn't even complete the last story mission until 3 months after it came out. That's how little I cared. But of course, there was always that talk of, Destiny 2 coming out, and finally last week we got a chance to see it for the very first time in terms of actual gameplay and information. What changes were coming, what's the story, stuff like that. And this is, I'm a little more conflicted on this. So first of all, what is Destiny 2 going to be about? Destiny 2 is basically they're hitting the reset button, where this giant squad of Cabal come in and take out the tower and strip your Guardian of all the powers, and then basically you have to rebuild everything that you lose in that opening fight, which you lose against this big Cabal army and this leader named Ghoul or Gaul or something like that. And new planets, new armor, new gear, new all that crap. And basically it's from what I've seen of this game so far, and from what I understand, basically this to me looks a lot like everything that the first game should have been. And I think that's kind of sad when I see a lot of journalists oh my god, this is everything I wanted the first game to be, and they just lose their minds over it. And I will admit that too. When I first saw it, I was like, wow, this looks like everything I had wished it would be. And then I remembered, I'm like, yeah, but they made a lot of promises with the first one as well. So I'm very cautious about this. In the same way that I was cautious about, Watch Dogs 2 and Titanfall 2 and the upcoming Star Wars Battlefront 2 and now Destiny 2. I guess now we're in this age where the sequels have to be an apology for the first game. And so one of the things that, like, let's start with the things that I really liked about the Destiny 2 reveal. The first thing is, I like the look of it, and I like the idea behind it, where it's this like all-out like apocalyptic war between the Guardians and these Cabal army and the leader, and he starts to like drain energy from the Traveler or something like that, and that's an interesting story that provides context for you to like actually give a shit. Like all the events in the first game, I didn't fucking care. Like the Traveler's in danger, so what? Like the tower is in danger, so what? This character that you barely know or never meet is in danger. I don't give a fuck. But here, personally, you are losing stuff. You've lost. This is your own loss. These other characters that you eventually meet, you met in the first game, like the Warlock and Titan and Hunter leaders, they're all scattered across the galaxy now, and you gotta go find them and deal with their shit and all that. And I like that structure. I like the base campaign structure that this game is going for. The one caveat I have about this is that they mentioned that it's only going to be 4 planets again, which left a bad taste in my mouth after the first game. Now, does this also mean that we're going to get, more depth to these planets? Because the other planets in the first game really were not all that. It was like a flat surface with like little things to do. A lot of empty space. It got really old after a while. What I'm hearing with these new planets is that basically you're going to be able to like go and explore them, and you got side quests. What a novelty. Like side quests and hidden dungeon areas and treasure maps and like other stuff. So it seems to me from what they've been pitching that they are going to add a lot more depth to every planet. And I don't know if that's going to really improve it, but that's better than what we had in the first game. And I'm sure it will definitely be more memorable than the areas in the first game. I don't really, honestly, like, care a lot about the Crucible stuff, but I guess that I have to talk about it. They're limiting it now to, like, 4v4. They're gonna do new modes, like, I think there's one where it's basically like a defense and offense thing, like every other fucking game does. It's called Countdown. And new maps, new weapons, increased HUD, as you can see how much health your enemies have or where they are or whatever. It was just blah for the Crucible. And of course you're gonna get strikes, and the strike that they showed off honestly was not all that impressive. Like I watched that like full 25-minute gameplay video of that strike, and I was not feeling it. I was like, this looks really generic. It just looks like something that could have easily been cut out of the first Destiny and slapped into this one. It just did not look very interesting. And we're only getting one raid this time, which is kind of disappointing. It's just one. But and to be honest, I very rarely played the raids in the first game, because I just couldn't really find anyone. Like I had no desire to go in and like go to the Bungie networks and all that to find people to play with, to organize and friend them on PSN and then organize, and it's like it was just too much of a hassle for me to care all that much. Which leads me into one of the things that I did actually really like about this, which was they are going to have actual clan support in the game. They're going to have actual guided games where people like looking for players to join on raids or nightfall strikes will actually be able to get in, because you can like it'll have this feature where like clans can look for solo players, or groups of people can. I don't know if you can just form a clan like that in the game, where you have to go through the long complicated process again with Destiny, and it's like, okay, well, fuck that. I hope it's better in this. So it seems to be. because they talked about how, oh, we want everyone, like 50% of players did not play the raid. So we want everybody to start to get in on the raid. And it's like, yeah, that should have been there from day fucking one. Like, day one is where that should have been. So, okay, like I said, everything that should have been in the first game is here. Now, it's a wait and see if it will actually be good. The planets look really nice. Like, I really liked the look of every planet. Like, the first one you go on, your new homestead, is this, like, the European Dead Zone area, which looks really cool. There's a jungle-looking one with, like, these really beautiful orange and yellow leaves. I forget the name of the planets, but some of them look really cool. Well, they all look really cool. And I think one's like a moon of Jupiter or Saturn or something like that. And each planet you go on after Earth will be like the area where you find another leader of the faction. Like, you'll find the Titan leader on this one planet that's like all underwater. You'll find the hunter guy, Cade, on the nice foresty looking planet, which looks cool. And then you have the Warlock leader, which is on some other planet that was touched by the Traveler, and then it's like a structure from that. Which they didn't really do that in the first game. It was basically just hop from Earth, Moon, Venus, Mars. And that was it. It wasn't like you actually had like a reason for going to each and every planet. It was just, here you go. And I was like, okay, whatever. Classes are back as well, and they're replacing like the Blade Dancer, Sunslinger, and Defender. They're now going to be replaced with the Dawnblade for the Warlock, which is like this big fucking fire sword, which actually looks really awesome. Then the Titans get the Sentinel ability, which is like this giant shield that you just fly around like Captain America hitting people. And the Hunter class gets my favorite, in my opinion, the big electric staff, which looks fucking awesome. And I was like, yeah, that looks cool. And I heard a lot of complaints of people like going on about how, there's only so-and-so classes, which feels lazy. It's like, to me, classes have never, like, all the geared loot, armor, class stuff, that's been like my least favorite part of Destiny, along with the Crucible. What I care about with Destiny 2 is the ease of which you're able to get into each game, the ease of which you're able to meet up with friends, and the quality of the storyline that you'll be able to have in this. How much content is there? How many strikes are going to be there? How many maps are going to be there? How many side quests will be there on each planet? How are you going to exploit the franchise again? You're going to exploit the fan base because you've already got a season pass out there with these 2 expansions. So is it going to be like a repeat of the first game? I don't know. Time will tell if this will be a repeat of the first game. But there's a part of me that wants to be hopeful and say no, and then there's a part of me that wants to say, yeah, it's going to be the exact same fucking thing. But we'll have to wait and see until September. Other things that I really thought were interesting, we're getting a PC version, which should be obvious. The interesting part is that it's going to be on Battle.net, which instead of Steam, which I think is a very wise decision, because Battle.net is more reliable, in my opinion, than Steam. And as has been shown with other Activision games, when they throw stuff on Steam, it just tends to die. Like, it literally just goes, and you never hear from it again. How many people are really playing Call of Duty Infinite Warfare on there? Barely. Barely anybody. And I think that's good. Now, the one thing I was disappointed with the PC version is that, or all versions, is that there won't be dedicated servers, which I think is fucking ridiculous. I think, like, I don't care what kind of math they're throwing, like, well, that's not possible. It absolutely is possible. And Activision is this, like, gigantic money-making machine. I'm sorry, like, the company behind fucking Call of Duty, Destiny, World of Warcraft, Overwatch and all these fucking other franchises that are these big money makers, you don't have the money to do dedicated servers for Destiny 2. Bullshit. You absolutely fucking do. I don't care what you say. No, that is not acceptable, Activision. So it's going to open up the PC version for more hackers and cheaters, unless there's some like big anti-cheat thing that they're going to do, which I doubt, considering Call of Duty I've heard for years like a hacker haven by now. So that sucks. That's a big missed opportunity for Destiny 2. Now I hear the PC version is actually really good. Fully rebindable keys. It's going to be on, full mouse and keyboard support, which makes it really tempting for me to do the PC version. The only caveats I have, the only things that are holding me back, is that the PC version will be out at a later date from the console versions. And, of course, the PlayStation 4 version is where the people I know will play and will have the exclusive content. Now, I don't know what the PlayStation exclusive content is going to be. We're probably going to see that in a couple weeks when Destiny 2 is shown off at the PlayStation conference, and we'll get confirmation on what the exclusives are going to be. I bet there's going to be at least one exclusive strike, if not two. There's going to be exclusive side quests and exclusive gear and all that, and I'm just going to go, fuck it, I'll play it on the PS2. I'll play it on the PS4. Fucking 60 frames be damned. I'll just stick with the 30 on there. And I'm not going to go too much into this with frame rate, but I still find it completely weird that this game can't do 60 on consoles. I don't know if it's Activision being lazy or whatever, but I just can't. There's a part of me that doesn't believe the spiel that we're getting about it. Oh, it can't do 60 even on PS4 Pro. I have a harder time believing that it can't do 60 on the PS4 Pro and Scorpio, which I think this will start the trend of Scorpio games being locked at 30 frames per second, because that's the reality. Sorry, that's what's gonna happen. If they were to do 60 on the on the Scorpio, and do 30 on the Xbox One, do you know how many problems that would make for the community? That would be a nightmare trying to do that. That would break the whole game, because you'd have all these players that have these huge advantages, and it would just tear the whole thing down. Like, Crucible would just be useless. The whole fucking game would be useless on Xbox. So I'm pretty sure, even though they don't want to talk about it, I'm pretty sure that this will be locked at 30 on Scorpio. I'm like 99% sure that it will. So one of the other things I really liked about this too is that there's no fucking Grimoire cards, which sucked in the first game. I hated having to leave the game to find out the lore. So again, like, what a novelty. Lore in the actual game. Oh, I don't have to go to a website to find out more about your game. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. That's what an accomplishment. But that's fine. I'm glad that they're not doing that again, because I hated those fucking cards. And yeah, that's really all I can say about Destiny 2. I decided to wait like a week to do this because I wanted to know more information about what was gonna come out, and I'm glad, because I now know more now about it now than I did a week ago. Bleh. Fucking tongue twister. So yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic about this, and I'm not gonna be all like, I'm not willing to like completely pass it off yet, because I'm sure we'll see more, and I'm sure that one weird looking strike, one like disappointing looking strike, is not going to be representative of the whole game. I'm sure there'll be elements of it that will be fine, but for now, we'll see. This is a we'll see approach to it. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you'd like to see, subscribe. Let me know what you think about the Destiny 2 reveal. And as always, thank you everyone. Have a good day. See you later.